A worker can stay busy all day and still produce very little that improves life. Productivity is not about exhaustion. It is about how much useful output comes from time, labor, machines, land, knowledge, and organization. When productivity rises, the same effort can create more value. The contract matters when meeting overload explains why two similar situations can lead to different outcomes. This becomes concrete when better tools should reduce wasted effort. In economics, productivity usually means output per unit of input. If a factory produces more goods with the same number of workers and machines, productivity has improved. If a hospital treats patients more accurately with fewer delays, productivity has improved there too, even though the output is a service rather than a box on a shelf. An inventory system can raise productivity by reducing waste, missed orders, and time spent searching for supplies. A useful sign is that training can raise quality without rushing people. Productivity matters because wages ultimately depend on what workers can help produce. A business cannot sustainably pay much more than the value created by labor, tools, systems, and demand. When better tools or training raise output, there is more room for higher wages, lower prices, profit, or reinvestment. For example, training shows why the small print, body signal, deadline, or incentive cannot be skipped. A simple farm example makes it clear. If one farmer with basic tools grows enough food for 2 families, life is limited. If irrigation, machinery, seeds, storage, and knowledge allow the same farmer to feed 50 families, everyone has more options. More people can become teachers, builders, doctors, artists, or engineers. Training matters because better skills let the same worker solve more problems with fewer mistakes. Productivity is one reason living standards can rise over generations. Better transportation, electricity, software, medical tools, and supply chains allow people to do more with less wasted effort. The result can be cheaper goods, faster services, safer work, and more time for activities beyond survival. Training matters because a worker with better tools and clearer process can produce more without working longer hours. Busy work can hide low productivity. A company may hold many meetings, send endless emails, and require complicated approvals, but still move slowly. The employees are active, yet the system wastes attention. Productivity improves when work flows toward useful output instead of internal friction. In a classroom, better planning can help a teacher spend less time managing confusion and more time helping students learn. Technology is not automatically productive. A new app may speed up a task, or it may add another dashboard everyone must maintain. The test is whether the tool reduces errors, saves time, improves quality, or expands what people can create. Shiny tools that create extra coordination can lower productivity. This matters because training shows why the small print, body signal, deadline, or incentive cannot be skipped. Skills matter as much as machines. A skilled nurse, mechanic, coder, teacher, or salesperson can produce better outcomes because they recognize patterns, avoid mistakes, and use tools effectively. Training turns effort into stronger output, especially when the workplace lets people use what they know. Farm machinery shows the same principle clearly. Better tools can multiply output without requiring more hours from the same worker. Management also affects productivity. 2 teams with the same talent can perform differently if one has clear priorities and the other constantly changes direction. Confusing goals, poor handoffs, and fear-based leadership waste capacity. Good organization can feel invisible, but it changes results. The risk becomes clearer when inventory system explains why 2 similar situations can lead to different outcomes. At the national level, productivity affects inflation and growth. If an economy produces more goods and services efficiently, incomes can rise with less pressure on prices. If wages rise while output stays weak, businesses may raise prices to cover costs, depending on competition and demand. A useful software tool can remove repetitive work, but only if it helps people make faster, better decisions instead of adding another layer of process. Productivity also shapes government budgets. A more productive economy can generate more tax revenue without simply raising tax rates. That money can support infrastructure, healthcare, education, or debt payments. Weak productivity makes public promises harder to fund over time. A person can notice this when hospital workflow shows why the small print, body signal, deadline, or incentive cannot be skipped. A common mistake is measuring productivity only by speed. A doctor who sees more patients but misses important diagnoses has not truly improved productivity. A builder who finishes faster but leaves defects has shifted the cost into repairs. Quality must be part of the calculation. Poor classroom planning may still look busy, but it wastes attention and lowers the quality of learning. Another mistake is blaming individual workers for system problems. If software crashes, equipment is outdated, approvals take weeks, or staffing is unrealistic, telling people to work harder misses the real constraint. Productivity often improves when bottlenecks are removed, not when pressure increases. The useful comparison is training explains why two similar situations can lead to different outcomes. Remote work shows the complexity. Some people become more productive without commuting and office interruptions. Others lose coordination, mentoring, or focus. The question is not whether remote work is always better or worse. The question is which tasks, people, and systems produce better outcomes in which setup. Classroom planning is a productivity issue too. Better systems let teachers spend more time teaching and less time managing chaos. For households, productivity matters in small ways too. Meal planning, automatic bill payments, organized documents, and better routines can reduce wasted time and stress. The household is not a factory, but the same idea applies. Better systems make daily life less costly. For businesses, productivity is often the difference between growth and strain. A restaurant that can serve more customers accurately without burning out staff has more room to survive slow months. A store that tracks inventory well avoids lost sales and unnecessary storage costs. Productivity gains can create anxiety because they change jobs. Machines and software may reduce demand for some tasks while increasing demand for others. The challenge is helping people move toward new skills and roles rather than pretending the old structure will never change. Productivity also affects time. When tools and systems improve, people may finish necessary work faster and spend more time on care, learning, creativity, or rest. The benefit is not only more goods. It can be a life with less wasted effort. A school can improve productivity without rushing children by using better lesson planning, early feedback, and clearer materials. The output is not more worksheets. The output is more understanding from the same classroom time. That is why productivity should include quality, not just speed. For a country, weak productivity can make debates harsher. If the economy is not creating more value, every demand feels like taking from someone else. Higher productivity expands the room for wages, services, investment, and public choices without relying only on debt or price increases. Productivity matters because it is the quiet engine behind better pay, lower costs, stronger services, and wider choices. It is not about squeezing every person harder. At its best, it is about designing work, tools, and skills so effort produces more of what people actually need.